Hey everybody, last video's cold start, I encountered a really disturbing sound coming from the engine, like a squeal or a whine. Anyhow, I'm going to try to pinpoint where it's coming from. Hopefully it's not the transmission pump. It kind of has that whiny sound, but let's check it out. Yeah, that sounded pretty bad. Yesterday, when all this started, I did take off the V-belts, which disabled the power steering pump, the air conditioning pump, and the alternator, as well as the water pump, to eliminate those as suspects. When I have the truck jacked up, and even when I put it in any gear, park, neutral, drive, reverse, whatever, it makes the same sound. So it's constant with the engine, which is a good sign. A lot of the transmission problems will be, limited to a certain gear or condition. I have this piece of flexible aluminized tubing. It's like it's heater hose actually for a Volkswagen engine. So it's aluminum with wire winding and flexible. I'm going to use that like an old-fashioned hearing aid, and let me try different components and see if I could pinpoint where that whine is coming from. Well, the whine definitely sounds like it's coming from right around the distributor. I've got the engine at top dead center on number 1 cylinder, and I marked my adapter ring that I made for the rotor location, and also for the adapter ring in reference to the intake manifold. So when I put everything back together, I'll be close to correct timing. All right, I did an autopsy on the distributor, and indeed that is the problem. I knocked out the roll pins. This is the steel gear because it has a roller cam, and then this was a thrust surface here that also is pinned to the shaft. He took it off, and the bearing inside here is really, it smells burnt, and it's like seized up. So that's the problem. I've got a new distributor coming from LMR, should be here in a couple days. Well, that new distributor from LMR finally came in. $89, pretty cheap, but you know where it came from. I have to swap over some parts. As you can see, this has the large diameter distributor cap and rotor, like on a box body Mustang. And this is the distributor cap I have to use to fit with the tunnel ram. And I made this adapter ring quite a while back, and I just got to convert all that over, and we'll put it in the car. Here's the difference in the distributor caps, and here's the difference in the rotors. The rotor I adapted to it this is just a regular Ford 4 or 6-cylinder distributor cap, or distributor rotor, and it fits in there perfectly and works with the MSG cap. Well, I put the new distributor in, and I got no spark at all. So I took all the guts out of the old distributor, and this is all the new stuff. I'll remove that and put it in the new distributor housing. See if that works. Well, I got the distributor changed. I had to do some modifying on the distributor I bought. It was completely dead. I had to take the guts out of my old distributor and put it in this new distributor to make it work. Pretty bummed about that, but anyhow, I put everything together, and the same darn whiny sound. I was trying to pinpoint where it was coming from. it was definitely coming from the area of the distributor, you know, so I was thinking, well, maybe I'll have to take the water pump off and check the timing chain and the cam thrust area, see if it was making a whine there. Well, I started checking the you see the yellow tape on there? I just put that on around the joint. You can see the back one around the joint of that plenum to the lower manifolds on the tunnel ram, and lo and behold, so after all of that, it ended up, it's a vacuum leak. So I'll take that plenum off and put sealer on those gasket areas and tighten it back down. It should be good to go. And actually, when I put that tape on there, the RPM dropped about 200 RPM. So I couldn't figure out why before I couldn't get the idle to come down, and there you would have it. Anyhow, a happy day for me. We're all set for our maiden voyage. I promised my wife that she would get the first ride in this on the maiden voyage, so here we go. Well, what you think, baby?
Great. I'm glad we're going places.
Hey everybody, thank you for joining us on our maiden voyage. Everything seems to run good. Transmission shifted well, motor sounds good, brakes and steering seem good. I really kind of screwed up here on my troubleshooting. I'm usually pretty good at that, but this time not so much. A case of overanalyzing it and not looking for the most obvious things. But ends up that the distributor had nothing to do with it. Although that first distributor did, the bearing is bad, you know, so I guess it's good that I caught that. But everything seems to run good and shift good, and I did actually have it up on the lift and put my gauges on the transmission, checked all the line pressures, everything is perfect on that, so I'm happy about that. But thank you for coming along with us on our maiden voyage, and we will see you next time.